What's up, my paranormal soldiers? How's everybody doing out there? Let me know in the comments below. So, today I'm going to tackle something that's a little bit different. I'm not going to chase shadows in abandoned asylums or be decoding cryptic messages from beyond. No. Today I'm going to try to shine a flashlight into the murky corners of misinformation, specifically surrounding the tragic passing of a beloved actor, Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Now, I know many of you are here for the spooky and the unexplained and the things that go bump in the night, but sometimes the scariest things aren't ghosts or ghouls. They're the stories people spin, often preying on your natural human desire to find answers, even when those answers are already clear. And when those stories twist the truth about someone's untimely death, well, that's when I get pissed off and I have to step in because I feel like it. Not because no one asked me to, but because I feel like it. Malcolm Jamal Warner, for those who might not know who he was an actor, a director, and musician, and he was best known for his role as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show.
Come on in my room. I gotta show you something.
Oh, you know I hate going in there.
It's okay. I cleaned it up before I left.
Hey, it does look better.
This. I had it done Friday after school.
That's great. It looks fantastic.
And you know what it says? That I'm old enough to make my own decisions. When people see this, they gonna know they dealing with the man.
Yeah, you better let Dad take a look at it.
Let who look at it? Oh.
That hurts? I think it's infected.
It is?
Yeah, where'd you have it done?
In Cockroach's garage.
You let cockroach pierce your ear?
Hey, I'm not crazy. It was his sister, Tootsie.
Tootsie's in junior high school.
But she does this on the side. And she only charges 99 cents.
Malcolm passed away tragically this year in July at the age of 54 while on vacation in Costa Rica. It was a heartbreaking loss, and the news sent ripples through Hollywood and among his many fans, me being one of them. I grew up with the Huxtables. But then, as often happens when a public figure passes, a specific kind of insight emerges. In this case, it came from psychic medium Sloan Bella. And here's where it gets personal. I actually remember seeing Sloan on the Montel Williams show about 13, 14, 15 years ago. I don't know. I was not in the paranormal field then, and honestly, I didn't believe in mediums or people with abilities back then, and I still don't. I could one day if someone proves me wrong, but right now I don't.
Now look, our next guest says that her life is one close encounter after another. Take a look at this.
I'm a mom with two boys, and what I do for a living is I intuitively communicate with people who've crossed over. What spirits try to do, especially in graveyards, they try to physically enter into the body, so I have to kind of get in and get out. 3 men who died somewhere around 1934 in some sort of a hospital or institution, and these 3 men don't want to go into the light because for them the light means pain and hurt. And I'm also getting some assorted celebrities that seem to be popping up, but that would be typical for Los Angeles.
But anyway, here's the thing. My stance is simple. I'm willing to learn and listen. I don't dislike anyone who believes in psychic stuff. In fact, I like Sloan as a person. I recently did watch one of her lives, and she was incredibly blunt and honest about a topic she was discussing. I even made some comments on it. But if she believes in her abilities, then I say kudos to her and to everyone who claims to have supernatural abilities. My job here isn't to tear anyone down. I'm here simply to state my opinion and my thoughts about these specific claims she makes about Malcolm-Jamal Warner's untimely death. So with that said, let's look at what Sloan Bella claimed. What was this wild ride of a story? She dives into Malcolm-Jamal Warner's astrological chart, offers psychic impressions, and essentially she paints a picture that is diametrically opposed to every official report or credible news story that we've heard. She suggests his death wasn't an accident. She says it was a setup. She implies a sucker punch to the back. She talks about betrayal within his inner circle. She even goes as far as to claim he was being pressured as a mule for some shady organization, a gang, the mafia, or the cartel, possibly involving drugs. And to top it all off, she weaves in a narrative about his working on a top secret underground creative project with a director with the initials QT. Hmm. It's like a mystery novel written by a ghost, but without any of the good plot twist. Before we pull back the curtain on these claims, let's hear a little bit of what she had to say directly. So I'm going to roll some clips from her video at various points so you can hear it straight from the source, Bella Sloan herself. All right. So that's the story from the psychic impression side. Now let's talk about the cold, hard facts. When a public figure or someone for that matter, dies tragically, there are official investigations, there are police reports, there are medical examinations, and crucially, there are credible news organizations who report on these findings, often speaking directly with the authorities, family members, and any witnesses. And across the board, from the Costa Rican Judicial Investigation Department to major news outlets like the Associated Press, Reuters, People Magazine, and I even think The Guardian. Their story is all consistent. It's not a conspiracy. It's not a tragedy. None of them had said that. So think about it like a dense fog. Sloan Bella walks into that fog and claims she sees monsters. I say that wrong. And shadow figures. We, on the other hand, are flying a drone above the fog, getting a clear, unobstructed view of what's actually there, a peaceful landscape. That's what we see, peace, peacefulness. So let's tackle her first claim that Malcolm-Jamal Warner's death was not due to drowning, but a sucker punch and betrayal. She says it was a setup.
When I look at Malcolm's moon sign, this is what made me laugh. It didn't really make me laugh, but kind of did make me laugh because he has moon in Pisces. First of all, extremely musical, extremely poetic, extremely can be addicted if it chooses, and extremely ethereal. So preferring to visually see the world through the context of romanticized vision. I might put it that way. Now, that makes me feel when I'm looking at the energy like something came on him. I lost my balance. I moved, I fell, and I can't hear. And immediately I feel a hit to the back of my back, like a sucker punch in the kidney area. That's actually what I get. This is not I don't see anybody on the camera screen like as I'm looking at it, but I see a sucker punch. I feel like somebody kind of ambushed him from behind and made him fall forward by punching him in the kidney area. So it'll be very interesting to me if he has damage to that part of his body. I don't even know how you tell that, but if that's a thing.
Okay, you heard it. A sucker punch, a setup, not an accident. But here's the unvarnished truth. According to the Costa Rican Judicial Investigation Department, that was a lot to say. The actual authorities who investigated his death, the official cause drowning.
As the 54-year-old actor and another man went into the water at this beach in Limon, they were caught in a powerful current.
They were in the water. There was an undertow. And my son was not an experienced swimmer. He did not know how to deal with an undertow. He was with another gentleman. The same thing happened to the other gentleman, but he was a more experienced swimmer, and he was able to rescue himself. But Malcolm was not.
He was simply swimming with his daughter, in Costa Rica when he got caught in a strong current. It was a terrible, terrible, unforeseen accident. No one knew that was going to happen. There were no reports of foul play, no evidence of a sucker punch, no indications of a setup. His body, I believe, was recovered, and the investigation concluded it was a tragic drowning due to an undertow. If you know what an undertow is and you live by the ocean, you better know how to swim. Think about it this way. If someone suffered a sucker punch to the back, leading to their death, especially in a public place like a beach in Costa Rica, for example, there would be eyewitness accounts of an assault, not just a struggle with the current. The police investigation would have uncovered something if there was a sucker punch. But there was nothing, not one thing mentioning a sucker punch or a hit. No whisper of an attack. No suspicious injuries consistent with a physical altercation. His wife and mother have both spoken out. His mother specifically stated, he was at peace and did not suffer. And not once has either of them mentioned or alluded to a foul play of a sucker punch or any form of betrayal. Their statements consistently reflect the reality of the tragic accident with Malcolm. Now let's move on to her second claim, which sounds like it was ripped straight from a low budget action movie. She claimed that Malcolm-Jamal Warner was being pressured to be a mule for a drug gang, mafia, or cartel, possibly involved in drugs, and that he refused to be a mule.
I feel Malcolm in his box over here saying, no, I'm not doing this. And I'm going to tell you something that's like striking me as very weird. But as I look at the energy, I feel like somebody out of whatever I've just described wanted Malcolm to be a mule. And I'm going to say like a gang member mule, like the mafia, like the cartel. They wanted him to do something and he wasn't going to do that.
Being a mule for the cartel? Are you serious? This isn't Narcos. This is the life of a respected actor who, by all accounts, was enjoying a family vacation, according to the news. There's absolutely, positively zero credible evidence, not a shred, to support this claim. None, Bella, none. There's no police reports, no intelligent agency leaks, no investigative journalism pieces. If an actor of his stature was involved in something as dangerous as cartel activity, especially to the point of being killed over it, it would be an international scandal. Think about it. It would be front page news globally, not some psychic impression tucked away in a YouTube video. And the idea that he refused to be a mule and that this refusal somehow led to his death contradicts the official drowning account entirely. It's like trying to build a house of cards on quicksand. The foundation simply isn't there. Pay attention. Imagine trying to find an elephant in a bathtub. I know this might sound crazy, but just imagine it. You can search all you want. You can claim you feel the elephant's presence. But if there's no physical evidence, no sound, no giant gray animal taking up the entire tub, then it's just not there. That's what looking for evidence of a cartel involvement in his death is like. It just doesn't exist. And finally, we have claim number 3. Claim number 3 from Bella, she says, Malcolm-Jamal Warner was working on some secret underground creative project with a director with the initials QT, presumably referring to Quentin Tarantino.
Next thing I see is, and I'll just say it, those notebooks, and I don't have one on my table, but those notebooks you get at like the dollar store for your kids and you send them back to school. Typical, just little 90-cent notebook. He's got this in his hand. He shows me pages, and on the pages are just pages of names, okay? And one name stands out like really, like is highlit and comes close to my eye range, if that makes sense. So that name is circled and it moves closer to me. And I'm like, what the hell does he have to do with it? I'm not saying his name on here, but the initials are Q and T. But his name pops out like lightning to me, okay? Just like, whoosh, like this. So it is my belief that that particular director has something that's going to hit him publicly soon. And I'm not sure what it is, but I know that they put tape over Malcolm's mouth and they did not want him to do this, okay? Because his mouth is taped now as I'm saying this. I didn't get that before, but I know it now because I can see it in my head as I'm talking. So the mouth is taped. So they did not want him doing this. That's another component of what he was doing. I feel like this was a setup. I do. I feel like it was a setup. This was not intentional. This was not his natural time of death.
A secret project with a director like QT, like, look, Malcolm-Jamal Warner was a talented actor, in my opinion, and a director in his own right. And a collaboration like that would be amazing. There is, again, no evidence whatsoever of this project. None. I have searched the internet everywhere and found nothing. His last publicly known creative endeavor was a podcast called Not All Hood. A quick search for Malcolm-Jamal Warner's secret project doesn't yield any credible news or entertainment industry reports. In my opinion, what it does yield are other YouTube videos making similar unsourced claims, often referencing Sloan Bella's video as their source. It's not an echo chamber of conjecture, not factual reporting. Directors like Quentin Tarantino work in the public eye. Even when projects are in early stages, leaks happen, announcements are made, there are casting calls, production companies, agents involved. It's not the kind of thing that just poofs into existence with no trace, especially from an actor of Malcolm-Jamal Warner's caliber. My opinion. This particular claim feels like a detail added to make the story sound more dramatic, more Hollywood, to fit a narrative of a hidden, extraordinary life that was cut short. But without any substantiation, it remains pure fantasy. It's like finding a single lonely brick in the middle of a desert and claiming it's proof of a magnificent hidden city. You need more than one brick. You need an entire archaeological dig of evidence. And in this case, that evidence just isn't there. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, well, maybe she did pick up on something paranormal. Maybe she is a psychic. And look, on this channel, we explore the paranormal. We keep an open mind to things that defy explanation. But there's a crucial difference between genuine spiritual exploration and making definitive sensational claims about somebody's death that directly contradicts established facts. Straight up. I'm trying not to swear in this video, guys. I think I'm doing pretty good. When someone presents psychic impressions as if they're factual accounts, especially when those accounts are widely inaccurate, it stops being about spirituality and starts becoming about spreading misinformation. And that's dangerous. It confuses people. It can cause distress to the family and loved ones of the deceased. I've seen it happen. And it undermines legitimate efforts to understand and report on tragic events. Psychic readings at their best are interpretations, often vague and open to many meanings. At their worst, they are cold readings, fishing for information, or in this case, constructing elaborate narratives that have no basis in reality. None. When someone, particularly a medium, claims to have specific information about a cause of death that contradicts official reports, it's a huge red flag. Imagine you're lost in a thick forest. You choose to listen to someone shouting vague directions from somewhere, I don't know, deep within the fucking trees, or you can follow the clearly marked path. Use a compass, consult a map, Something like that. Sloan Bella's claims are the vague shouts from the forest. Official reports and incredible journalism are the map and compass. Which one do you trust to get you the truth? Beyond the debunking of false claims, there's a deeper reason why this matters. It's about respect. Respect for Malcolm-Jamal Warner, his legacy, and his family. His passing was a profound loss, a moment of grief for many. To overlay that grief with baseless, sensational claims about foul play, cartels, and secret projects without a shred of evidence feels incredibly disrespectful, in my opinion. It trivializes his life and death. It replaces a tragic accident with a Hollywood esque conspiracy that simply isn't true. His family had to grieve his loss. And then on top of that, they have to contend with these kinds of stories circulating. It's an unnecessary burden. On this channel, I'm all about exploring the unknown, but I also believe in truth and integrity. When I delve into paranormal investigations, I always strive for verifiable evidence, even if it's just personal experiences. I don't just make things up. And when someone else does, especially in such a sensitive area, it's our responsibility to call it out. That's one of the first things I learned when I got into the field. If it's fake, call it out. So, if you don't understand, listen, check this out. When a loved one passes, their memory is like delicate tapestry. Every thread is a memory, a fact, a moment of their life. When someone weaves in false threads of conspiracy and untruth, it distorts the entire picture, disrespecting the original artistry and integrity of that tapestry. Did you understand that? That was a mouthful. Yeah, my brain's good, working good today. So there you have it, my paranormal soldiers. Psychic insights into Malcolm-Jamal Warner's death. His death was a tragic accident, a heartbreaking moment for his loved ones, and nothing more. Nothing. So it's a powerful reminder that while we can be open to the mysteries of the universe and the whispers from the other side, we must also anchor ourselves in verifiable truth. Not every dramatic story is true, and not every psychic has real insight. Sometimes a drowning is just a drowning, and the most respectful thing that we can do is acknowledge the truth, mourn the loss, and remember the life lived, not the fabricated drama. But anyway, my paranormal soldiers, I hope this deep dive has given you some food for thought. It's easy to get caught up in sensational claims, and I've said this before, especially when they touch on tragedy and the unknown, but always, always demand evidence. I repeatedly say that. Always demand evidence. Ask the tough questions. Don't let someone else paint a picture for you with colors that don't fucking exist. Paranormal soldiers, if you found this debunk helpful, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on my next adventure into the weird, the wonderful, and the wonderfully debunked. I don't know what I'm talking about. And as always, stay curious, stay critical, and stay bad to the bone. So until next time, my paranormal soldiers, love, peace, and hair grease. I'm out.
Nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Taking into your hands a plan your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the fucking hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and fuck all the doubters, they're just fucking downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. Let's go. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me